Here we go. Been procrastinating about this rig rundown for a very long time, and we're away. There's Steve. We're just going to hit it, one take. We're going to get it all done at once. It's time, Steve-o. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go through your whole car.
Yep.
Bit by bit.
Yep.
And because we've never, like, your car features in YouTube videos all the time, and we've never actually done a rig rundown. So here we go. I'm going to ask you questions, and you just like talk about what we're doing. We're going to start with bar work. Off you go. Start from the front.
Well, I got a UHF one day, and well, I didn't really like the mirror mount idea, and I had to bolt it to something. And you remember when I had that like TIL like plower, you know, that front bar,
So
plowed everywhere.
Like the first videos.
So I thought I better buy one of these Predator bars, and it was the best thing I've ever done.
All right.
So I had somewhere to mount my aerial.
Everyone buy a Predator bar so you know where to mount your aerial.
But then I thought, if I got to recover some of these like tanks, I think it was.
Don't give me that rubbish.
Yeah. I had to recover a few tanks every now and then because they got bogged. So we got a winch.
Okay, carbon winch.
Yeah. I didn't need to worry about recovery points, just due to the fact that I only recover you.
Oh my God. I see where this is going. I didn't realise it was going to be one of those videos, but it looks like it is. I see how the narrative's playing out here. So if we're doing bar work, yep, you got a Predator bar, textured, like centre,
Yeah.
colour-coded rear,
Yep.
or outers or whatever it's called. Look at what who would colour code their sliders?
No, because someone told me one day that every scratch has a memory.
It does.
And I remember this one. Is it Telecom? And Marion nearly touched the dirt?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah. Like, so it's true. Like, you colour code so you can see the marks better.
All right, big O sliders, and let's move around to the rear bar. All right, we're facing the sun, which is generally not what you do as a YouTuber, but all right, tell us about the rear bar.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. That spare tyre underneath, Dave, if I got to deflate it and compress it down with a ratchet strap to put it up, I had to have somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
And I'm always running out of water with the kids with the van, so I thought, stuff it.
Yep.
Got somewhere to put the water.
Razzler, rear bar, colour-coded, and for the record, we'll say there's some bash plates under there as well. Okay, top of the car.
Yeah. 3/4 roof rack.
Why doesn't yours say dash in it?
Well, these are the prototypes, mate. You keep giving me parts to try, so I keep putting them on.
Yep. So
But I didn't want to. I thought it was a waste of time having a full roof rack because all I wanted to do was put my solar panel on, and like I don't want to go places and put this little A-frame up and look like an idiot. I wanted to be there the whole time.
All right, we'll get to the electrical after, but yeah, dash 3/4 roof rack. Plan this all out. We've got to move on to bar work. Performance is next. Performance. All right. Get some performance happening here. All right.
So,
Yeah.
performance. Well, numbnuts over here, Davo, put a supercharger on his, and I thought, well, you're not beating me, mate.
Well, I didn't buy the jumper though.
There's nothing wrong with the
That back
jumper.
there. That's why we put a flat spot on the top of the
So-
bar.
I had to keep up with the Joneses and go the supercharger. I just
Yeah.
went with the baby supercharger. 2300 is the best thing I've ever done. It's great fun when we're in the sand dunes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you tow the van, I'm not flicking gears. I can just drive up these hills slowly and just know that I got the power there. But when it comes to overtaking, wow, that's when you see the smile come on both our faces.
That's where it's on. So,
But doing the supercharger required more air.
Oh yeah.
So the Patrol Doctor snorkel with the airbox upgrade makes a difference. When you put these superchargers on, they're a little bit quiet and you think, oh, a bit disappointed on the sound, like, should I hear it more? Well, you crack the left window and you can hear it.
Sounds like you're pulling a cat's tail.
And then, to match it all up, we put the Samurai exhaust on and the performance and the numbers. Hang on. Did we get 330 at the wheels, Davo?
No, I don't think it was that much.
What did you get, Davo?
301.
Nailed it.
That's because some of my horses ran away. They were scared of me.
No.
All right, Harrop, what other Harrop stuff have you got?
All right, so we went with the Harrop E-Locker. That there is like, you know when your mates go up these hills and they make it look nice and hard and you think, stuff this, and you just press that button and you can just crawl up and make them look silly? Or is it when the dash tank goes up and it's like, I'm not letting him beat me, and I'll just press that button? If anyone's got a Patrol, put a locker in it. No more sending it.
Well, yes. No doubt, Patrols are pretty good four-wheel drives, but if you want to go to that last like 5% of hills that no one else can do, you kind of need a front locker and go twin-locked.
All right, man. If you're going to use all the real estate that's left on a TIL, we've used all the real estate. I even took the onboard air. I even took the hole next to the onboard air cigarette lighter thing out, and I put a USB charger there.
Yep.
So onboard air, we got the front locker, we got electric brakes. I left that there, and I've left that there, which was from the TIL standard fitting, and compressor. So on the right hand side, we've got the dual lights. So I've got the light bar on top of the 3/4 rack and the light bar on the front bar, so I can individually switch them off, because it's awesome at night time. It's like Dark Vaders if you leave the top one on and you're driving in the rain. The kids love it, but I can't see where I'm going.
Tell us about this. Like, why is there stickers all over this?
So I go to the next level. Everyone knows I go to the next level. And 4x4 DNA we're advertising 4x4
Is this
DNA.
the prototype one?
It is the prototype one.
Once again, so we had to sticker it up.
We made that one, and you know how it's the prototype one, and you know why you can see it's the prototype one? Because there's a defect on your side. Can you see the wiring?
Oh.
So UHF, how many people know that they've got an awesome little spot for a UHF? You know that thing stays there, full driving, dragging, and just natural driving. Like, this thing is a perfect spot for it.
That's where I put mine as well. Like, it just hangs there, no problem at all.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you got someone who copies you. So, Safety Dave, right? I'm going to find a spot for Safety Dave. Safety Dave can be put here, over here, but it needs a spot. So I'm going to custom something.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, yep. Scan gauge 3. Yeah, not a bad spot for it. And it's the best thing to do. Grab it, especially if you're towing, out full driving in the middle of nowhere. It's great to have that feature. S-Drive, everyone that has a Patrol, you should get one. Like, if there's something out there.
I think they're called R-Drive now.
Yeah, well, if there are
It's
drives.
like the new thing.
This is one that we had the start of everything. So S-Drive it started with. But honestly,
Fair enough.
It's perfect.
The show must go on. All right, rear suspension, please.
All right, rear suspension. I've probably been the test dummy for light, mediums, heavy, and now 400 constants.
Yeah.
Okay, so what better people to test out every type of spring?
I think so.
We've done it. So I did start off with the light on the rear, because I had no rear bar, no long range tank, no nothing, and it was fine with the the airbag, not a problem. Then we went with the rear bar and we tried the next level up spring, but it ended up getting a little bit wish-washy. The more weight we put in the van, so we decided, you know what, we're going to Fraser this year. I think we need a long range tank, and we'll update the suspension again. So we've done 2988 rear springs, which is the on-track spring as well, Old Man Emu. And then we went with the long range tank, but then we decided I want to get a little bit more lift to match what I've done, because I doubled up the suspension in the front, don't forget, lower control arm with the front spring. So I ended up doing K-frame 22mm spacers. Yeah. And that there has brought the car up to a nice level. Not that you can see that, because I'm parked up on a hill at the moment. I've got the caravan on the back, and it looks like I've gone backwards. But when the car's naturally sitting, it's perfect.
Because I work with Dash, What airbags have you got?
I've got the dash interlock airbags.
Yeah, and if you didn't, like that,
Pants,
we couldn't be
pants.
friends anymore.
No. Do you remember, like, we decided to design these,
Yeah.
and it was that they're mint. Like, you don't need to worry about the others. Like, this here works.
All right, awesome. Just for the record, so diff drop front and rear, 298 rears. We don't even know what the rating is on the front coil. On track low front arms, and she sits nice, toes nice.
So we even done the billet lower control arm on the rear, and
Yes.
we've done the billet upper control arm, just due to the fact that that there is actually designed a little bit shorter and brings in that camber.
I'm just looking at your car here at the Max Tracks. Why are they hovering?
Well, Dave, it's easier to clean the roof, all right?
Did you fit them upside down, the Max Tracks holders?
Well, I just thought that was the way they were.
All right,
Like,
let's get on to electrical.
that was wrong, but you know what? It looks cool. You always know it's mine in the car park.
Damn straight. All right, due to some technical difficulties, we have had to stop recording at our previous location in Mount Gambier, and we've got the dead cat so we can continue, even though it's a week later. We're up to talking about the electrical, but I think whilst we're driving to location, we might just do the performance B-roll part for the supercharger. Excellent. The heated seats are on.
Hey, Davo,
Yeah,
I bet you haven't got one of these.
I don't think I do either. It's like out of a kitchen or something.
Oh, look at that.
That's very flash.
Hey? Power up.
All right, a very unfortunate problem I had. All right, lights. Let's talk about on the front of the Predator bar, light bar.
Yep. So it went light bar, because I'm a mechanic and I like to have airflow.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the light bar seemed to suit me better. We're bolting on more and more Lego to this car, so we need airflow.
And I think one like 21-inch light bar is probably equivalent to one 9-inch spotlight. So if you feel like one spotlight's not enough, then you need more than just the light bar. But you do have more.
Well, because I went with the light bar, I needed something else. And spotties were good, but we decided let's try the 40-inch up top on the front of the roof rack.
Yep.
That there is bee's knees. That is so good. But if it's dusty or it rains,
Space Invaders. I
the
think
kids love it anyway.
so. They're both Road Vision branded, and I think the temperature is 5,500 Kelvin, something like that. So it's on the whitish side of things. But yeah, it turns that is probably better than a set of spotties,
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
I'd say.
But you just have to have a switch that's dual switch, so you can have just that on and that off, because yeah, if it does rain, it's horrible.
Oh, absolutely. And then we've got the twin fog lights down here as well.
Yep, twin fog lights. I've set mine up with the little daytime running lights to come on at the same time the car daytime running lights are on, but you don't need to do that. You can have it set up so it's on parkers. And the fog lights, well, they're a bit bright.
We only use them in fog conditions. That's
Really,
the
really.
legalities of it.
Yep. And if you're off-road and you want to see around the corners and bits and pieces and down low, that's when you use them. Brilliant.
I think they're the perfect in between high beam and using the light bar. Basically, it's like an intermediate.
So we went with the Terralume lights on the roof rack, and I've set these up so that I have left-hand lights separate to right-hand side, so I can individually switch them. And believe it or not, they're actually really good. Like, I'm lighting up quarter to half a football field. And we've got some. We had some footage back there of how bright they are. They're actually pretty good for the size of the light they are.
We'll throw the B-roll in there.
Perfect.
All right, keep moving around.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this. Only this week, because my car's the prototype. We practiced like with my car and Dave's car. But I finally got a sticker for my roof rack. Hey?
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks good.
All right, that's the new dash recorders. They all have stickers instead of cutouts now. All right, we'll keep going around. Lighting, concentrate on lighting, and then we'll get to the other stuff.
So lighting, come around here, Dave.
All right. get into the light.
So lighting, I was just saying with the Terralume lights on the roof rack, I can individually switch it through the 8-gang switch. So left hand side, right hand side. So that's handy when you're setting up camp. We've also got the light that I've put in. I went a little bit different. Like this, the Safari lights are fantastic. But I, with my OCD, got one of those awning lights that's orange and clear, and literally drilled out every single tiny little hole and made it line up, so it works best.
Totally.
So I've got a dimmer switch, and I can also turn them on and off with the 8-gang switch. I've got the travel buddy that I can use, and I can turn the travel buddy on, but I can also turn it off with the 8-gang switch.
Yep.
On and off. I mean, gone off of lights a little bit, but inside the fridge cabinet we have lights.
Oh, the fan lights, yes.
So that's another one that I've got hooked up to there.
So what's left up here? We've gone through the fan, fridge. Is that a USB?
Yep. So I use the USB. That was the back tailgate.
Yeah.
Light. That's the fridge.
Yeah.
That's the fans inside the cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's pretty cool.
Oh, the water pump.
Yeah, this one. I thought I'd give it a go because I got the tyre hanging on the right hand side of the rear bar. I wanted to put some weight on the left hand side of the rear bar. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to put fuel on it, but I'll put water on it, in it. So I put 2 20-litre jerrys with that style. I'm not even too sure of the brand, but to have water. And when the kids get their sandy feet, turn the sprayer on. Comes with its own on and off. And you can...
It's a fair bit of pressure in that.
It's actually really, really good. So when the kids come back sandy...
Yeah, just hose them
off before they get in the car.
And you've bridged the 2 20 litres together as well.
I did. So as you're using this one, you just crack the lid of this one. That one there starts to empty and then siphons water out of this one and transfers into the main one. So that works really well too.
Pretty clever.
If you use it flat out, it tends to suck this one right in. So you got to... Well, but you don't use all 20 litres at once. So you just use a little bit, clean the kids off, and it sucks it back in and equalises. So yeah, that was a good idea.
Fridge, dash fridge cabinet.
Yeah, so turn the inverter on just by the little remote, and then we can use the induction cooker. I didn't bring my, bring the utensils out, but
I've already had lunch. It's all right.
Oh, okay. So this is great. Great to be anywhere and just cook up anything, and I can get a good hour of cooking flat out with the battery system that's in this. And I've only gone a small 100 DCS slimline.
Yep.
But you know, the amount of times I use it and still drive places and still be able to use it, it's fantastic. 40 amp charger, charges it up.
Just going to say, what charger have you got?
I've got the 40 amp DC charger.
With solar?
Yep, solar. Yeah, so it's the Red Arc system.
What size panel have you got?
I got a 120 amp watt panel on the roof.
Yep.
And that looks after it. That really pretty much on a good day runs the fridge.
Yeah, gotcha.
OCD at its best, but I like tidiness and like to have it neat and tidy. Yeah, have a look at that for wiring, mate.
Hey, get in there.
Seen that before?
I'm supposed to be doing a video on my car next week, and I'm not sure if I want to show this.
So that's the 8-gang switch.
The back of it, yeah.
With all the fuses.
Oh yeah.
So
it's all in the one spot.
It's all in the one spot. I can go straight to there if I have a problem. It's neat and tidy. And then I've also used a little Anderson plug.
Flush mounted yeah, okay. I didn't know that.
And it's just neat, tidy. I can also put a couple of things in there if I need be. And then underneath.
Yep, so this is back before we even had the dash compressor. So I've got a twin ARB under there, 1500 watt Red Arc inverter. Anything else hiding under the floor?
Well, as a matter of fact, I want to swap this out to the dash one because been having some glitches. So yeah,
they get hot, those things.
Inverter, DC/DC, compressor, all set up nice. It's a
and you can see it pretty easily. So if you do have a fault, you can get underneath the floor and like get in there and have a look which lights are on and so forth.
Yeah.
Beauty. All right. So we should talk about, I guess, some of the other little bits and pieces. So I want to know about fuel, your onboard air. What else can you show us?
Yep. So fuel, we've gone with a long range tank, and The long range tank gives you the opportunity to have the fill points.
Geez, some pressure in there.
Yeah.
It's got 2 holes in there. Which one do you put it in?
So that's your main normal original tank, and then the actual secondary long range tank is the one at the back.
Alright.
So that's a great idea.
Have you ever got the 2 holes mixed up?
No.
No? Okay.
No,
Front's for the front and the back's for the back tank. Gotcha. Alright.
It's a one-way hole, mate.
260 litres of fuel you can carry.
Yeah.
I guess, but potentially you can probably, get it up to 300 with if you had to.
No, that's dangerous, I think. Keep water in there.
Alright.
We might need to put a fire out. But no, long range tank tucked up underneath, 120 litre, and plenty of clearance.
That's the 120 with the thicker bash plate at the bottom as well. Alright.
And then onboard air is a bit sneaky, because onboard air on this one, I've done the air outlet just up here, so
Oh yeah.
you can put it in there.
Easy.
This here is long enough to get to every single wheel. That is handy, super handy. And the kids always come to the back of the car and they want to pump up their balls and that, and they can just go and plug it in, boom, done, pump it up. So much easier.
While I'm talking to you, I just noticed this tow hitch. Every time we show this, someone asks about it.
Yeah.
All right. This is from, I think, Tag or something like that.
Tag Tow Bars definitely said give it a go, try it. Now I've got a boat that sits at a different height. I've got the caravan that sits at a different height, and if you go and pick up anything that's a little bit different and you don't want to be driving it like an idiot, it's great because you can just pull the pins, slide this up and down and use it. But the best thing about this, the absolute best thing that I didn't realise until I actually put it on and used it, is when you get to a roundabout, Dave, and you just don't quite stop, and then you go to accelerate and you get that like thump.
Yeah.
Now this here, they use an absorber in there.
Yeah.
So that actually flexes and takes away some of that thump, but it's also in here as well. So in behind that section, because it's hard for me to, when I put the van on there, that moves as well. So it's got a rubber absorber in there and there, and it just takes away that shock.
Like the R-clips are moving it up and down, because mine you've got to go get 2 different type spanners out to move it up and down.
Yeah. No, that's been one of the best things I've done.
Let's go to the engine bay. Because we've got lots of electricity coming through this car, just how it's managed at the battery. Alrighty.
And there's your long range fuel.
Oh yeah.
So that gives you, if I turn that on, so it gives you a reading. I've got no fuel in there at the moment, but it will give you a reading like the gas meters used to, gas gauge.
How long does it take to pump it all from front to back? Back to front.
I'm going to be honest, it'll probably take a good hour to go from empty all the way to full. But when you're driving and you get down to E and you decide,
there's a trick.
There's a good trick. When you get to empty and you're cruising and you just press that button and you're just watching that gauge slowly come up, you know how good of a feeling that is?
You rock up to camp with a full tank.
Just don't forget to turn it off, because when you get out of the car you hear that click. It's like, whoops, what's that noise?
All right, let's pop the bonnet.
And there's another good reason for a dash predator bar.
You've got to have a flat surface. All right, so this is what evolution of this was the battery top strap? About 4?
Yeah, so I think we started with as a matter of fact, I used the top section of a light bar piece, and I cut it out and I made the first one, remember that? Yeah. And it was out of actually one of your light bar photos. I was just like, we got plenty of these hanging around, we'll just cut a bit out. But that there, to organise all your electrical, next level.
Yeah, so neat.
Ignition relay, everything that runs to my caravan off the trailer plug, the Anderson plugs, everything goes to an ignition relay. So I just got one wire that goes there and everything else gets fed off of it at
just
the back.
Explain why you need an ignition relay.
Oh, ignition relay. Dave and I know just as much embarrassment. We did 1800 Ks, went to the pub for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and Mr. Allen came out and had a dead flat battery. Just due to the fact that I didn't have an ignition relay and I left my van connected and it was running the fridge and all the other accessories in my van, and absolutely flattened my main battery, so I couldn't start it. So I pulled up the whole entire back to put an ignition relay. If you don't do it, do it. Put it on your list.
The BCDC is supposed to stop that, but if you're using like other people's vans and stuff like that, you never know. So it's just insurance plan.
Absolutely, definitely do it.
Right.
Compressor, it's dual compressor, so we run 2 individual fuses to the compressor just in case one motor does, stop working for some unknown reason. At least you've still got the other motor that will still have power separately. And then the BCDC. BCDC gets feed from there. So I've actually got a couple left over.
Something else?
Yeah, if I ever have to put something else on there, I've got the option to be able to use it. But utilising this at the best opportunity to use the 6 is great.
There is something, elephant in the room over here. This week you've been working on something in between recording the start and end of this video.
Yeah. I decided I wanted to...
Look at that. It's got some dirt on it now, but it's shiny as.
Yeah, mate.
It's clean.
That there is black. Beautiful. It's making everything else look a bit faded.
They look good powder coated. I think Dominic was the first one that came through and said, let's actually 2-pack paint the snorkel, and it just pops to that next level now.
Yeah. Looks
so good. It's a flare on a flare.
So what did we do? We did negative 12, I think it was. Now when you go negative 12, the rim's going to poke out a lot more, and then putting these muddies on, it was horrendous. I was like, I'm going to get pulled over, so let's just go to the effort. I went onto eBay and I bought these things, and you know what? It's turned a few heads, these little things. They might look, some people might go, that's crazy, but it works because it just keeps those people that we don't want near the car away.
Actually, with the bush barriers, it sets it off. And they're the wheels that you started with, that the Samurai ended up with, and now they're getting very popular, the Method race wheels.
No, I really love the look of these. That's fantastic.
So it probably went a little bit longer than we planned this video, but we kind of had to because of what happened when we were traveling last weekend, and then when there was bad weather, and then all sorts of other things happened. So excuse the length of the video. If you've got any questions about Steve's car, drop it in the comments, or you can go visit us on the 4x4 DNA page, or even you go to the website and you see Steve's head sitting there. You can ask Steve a question on the website, and he'll be happy to answer, or get one of our team to answer it for you. All right.
This car's always at the workshop.
Yeah.
Get in there and have a look.
But otherwise, I've got to go finish my car and the video so I can give you the electrical rundown of my car too. Yeah. Right, this one's out. We'll see you next time on YouTube. Yeah. Must admit, that's where one take. Oh my god.
Well, that's what happens when you got someone who copies you.
Sexy. I think our mate with the chainsaw started up again. You bastard. Where are you? I can hear you. Oh man.
But I've gone with a...
Oh my god. Someone's like,
we're gonna have to...
We said one take.
Dave.
One take.
Come on, mate.
If you needed the loo, you could have gone before we left. Gee, that's some power.